Nation, Sanbonan Buffet 2 and welcome back to Football Trends with me, OQP. Now, on today's video, I don't have much, but I do have something, and I will be answering a question that a fan asked me in terms of Kaizer Chiefs and signing another player, possibly to add to the squad that they currently have. But, I'm not promising you guys anything, just in Pendula Ombozo. The way I see is going to fit and give you everything that I do have currently. So starting off with the question, I don't know if I should start with the question, Kaizer Chiefs is going to sign another player, or should I start with what Letsholonyane said? But I think I'm just going to start with what former Kaizer Chiefs player Reneilwe Letsholonyane said. So he talked about before Mfundo Vilakazi, he talked about coach Nabi, and I have to say I give credit to the goal buffet 2 does give us some of the best in terms of information. They make sure they do proper research and give us something that we do know okay Naranjani is something that we need to hear. But before I waste more of your time, let me just give you this. What is Reneilwe Letsholonyane saying in terms of coach Nabi?
For the fact that Kaizer Chiefs did what they did this season in acquiring a new technical team and getting all the players they are getting, it means that they want to go and they want to compete. So I can only talk for I don't know what is it. I don't know how they change it. But for me, what I see, they really want to I don't know.
Well, Buffet, if you take a listen to what former Kaizer Chiefs player Reneilwe Letsholonyane is saying, it looks like he's not giving us something in terms of what does he think, or in terms of the coach, being there, being selected. But he does believe with Kaizer Chiefs, they are trying to get back where they used to be, and it's something that I think, obviously, Nami, we've talked about Saishu with Kaizer Chiefs does look like they want to go back. And in terms of what they've done currently, we know they have signed some of the best players. They've given us the best technical team. So it's not going to be everything all at once. That's what I think about. But definitely it's something which is very, very promising. And then also there's something that he talked about in terms of Mfundo Vilakazi. And let's just have a look at this.
Before anything else, you must be strong mentally, because there it's a big brand, it's a big team that has not done well in the past few years. The pressure becomes even greater than you have 5, 6, 7 teams. So any player that goes to Chiefs, he mentally must be ready to represent millions and millions of supporters. He's a good
Bafethu, I hope Nizwile. He says Umfana needs to work hard, he must be mentally ready. And definitely I think it's talking in terms of Uti. I'm a fans most of the time, they criticize, and we've seen Mfundo is very strong when it comes to mentality. Okay, so I'm happy with the boy. I have not much to talk about, but definitely there's something interesting with it too. I'm sorry in a sound goal, because sound diabo, it's something that I'm not happy with. I don't know, is it over processing or what? I don't know, but hopefully they fix whatever is happening with the issue of their sound, and then once they fix it, definitely we will hear more of what the people are saying in my interviews, because even here Reneilwe Letsholonyane, so hopefully they fix this thing. Or I don't know what, or maybe it's because they're trying to cut the background noise. I don't know, I'm not too sure, but whatever it is, they need to adjust it by fixing a background. And then speaking of the player that I mentioned before, so I got a text from one of the followers now Football Trends QP. He asked me ukuthi QP Mfethu, I think he said I heard Umazola Mulefe saying Kaizer Chiefs are going to sign another player. Now, to be honest with you, Bafetu, I don't think he was talking about another player in particular interest, but I do think Uti Umazola Mulefe was speaking about Bradley Cross, another player. I'm not too sure whether they're going to sign or they are done in the market currently as I'm speaking with you, because you know, they have signed a lot of players and definitely we still need more players, but I'm not too sure whether they're still going to sign new players. And if ever you think they're still going to sign new players, who do you think they should bring? Is it a striker or a defensive midfielder? Please let me know what you think down in the comment section below, because for me currently I feel like the only defensive midfielder we have is Osbong and Mteto, which is a natural defensive midfielder. The other players, they are not natural defensive midfielders. And then speaking of that, there's something that I might have missed when I was watching Indaba Bradley Cross. And you know, like I've said before, I've given you an update to Kaizer Chiefs have agreed terms with the Lemontville Golden Arrows in signing of Bradley Cross. I'm sure by today or tomorrow, I'm not sure but soon enough we will hear the announcement of Bradley Cross signing with Kaizer Chiefs. Now there's something interesting that ngibonile lapha ku SABC Sport Live. Look at this, Bafetu, and I think it's very interesting. It's something that we need to talk about.
Deal. Remember, in a couple of weeks ago, they were after Anderson Cruz of Pedro de Luanda. They were after Rian Hanamu of Amazulu, and they were also after Fawaz Basadine of Stellenbosch FC. Those deals have not happened, but they've signed Bradley Cross of Lamontville Golden Arrows, triggering the release clause for 3 million rands. I guess it's within their budget, given that they've struggled to get a couple of deals done. It will be interesting to see where Nazreddin Nabi sees him fit in this Kaizer Chiefs setup.
Now, the funny thing about this, coach, is that the same boy, Bradley Cross, went to Kaizer Chiefs on a trial basis when Zwane was still the coach, right. And they said, no, you're not good enough, please go. They've just bought him now for 3 million. What do you make of him fitting into that team?
Probably the coach could use him as a left centre-back, because I don't think he's fast enough to be a left-back for him. I've seen him at Golden Arrows as well. He hasn't really shown us the impetus of being that speedy left-winger, left-back that can go up and down, bring in those crosses, and nalia engine yokwenza lokho. Maybe as a left centre-back, and if he's not an overlapping left-back, maybe it can work.
Now, that, Bafetu, was a very, very good point and interesting part. We know Bradley Cross as a left back naturally, and we know we are struggling on that department currently, because I can say Uti is the only natural left back that we currently have. And even Happy Mashiane, I'm not sure about those two players, but currently we do have Bradley Cross, and also Orashwin Dotli. I believe he can play that. He's a player that can play on that left back department. But taking a look at Bradley Cross, Bafetu, this woman has a very good point. He is not someone analyzer trying to see everything about Bradley Cross. He's not someone in terms of going forward that much, because yes, defensively Mbonile, he's very good. Offensively, I'm not too sure what he can handle being that engine that she said, Oguti, we need that engine who's going to go forward and backward, you know. I handle that pressure, the sprint, in this vananales, someone like Fawaz Basadine. I know, but it's stop Basadine, even though he decided he wanted to extend his contract with the Stellenbosch FC as we are. But definitely, I'm not gonna stop, because he is a player I think we definitely need, even though I'm signing later on, not much, it's fine. But what she said, Oguti, he can play as a centre back, because Bradley Cross can also play as a centre back. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. He can also play as a left or right centre back. Now, in terms of Finyawa, I think he's right-footed, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just check and confirm, but I think he's right-footed or left. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it's a very good question, Bafetu. Is Coach Nabi, because we all don't know and what does he plan or intend to use this player for, but we know he wanted to sign Anderson Cruz Fawaz Basadine, Ryan Hanamo, but now it looks like obviously this guy is an alternative. And I'm asking myself, if we sign this player, is he going to play as a left back or is he going to play as a centre back, just like this woman said? Because going offensively, dinga someone who's going to give us that thing. I've seen Bradley Cross buffet too. He's very good with my crosses, shying long balls. He's very good. He's someone we can rely on, and defensively, most importantly, he's very good. But offensively, I'm not too sure because I've just seen a few clips of him and I don't know much about him. But he, knowing Guti, he survived with PSN and he played very good games with the Golden Arrows. Probably he's going to give us one of the best performances. Maybe a surprise, but we will see as time goes on what is going to happen. And like I've said before, I've confirmed he's left-footed. He's left-footed, not right-footed. I might have made a mistake there, but he's left-footed. So I don't know what do you guys think? But hey, we're just counting down the days until the new Betway Premiership, because we have been waiting. So but hopefully Nabi is cooking with the boys and we will see what's going to happen. And then in the question in terms of do we need a striker or a defensive midfield? And I have some few comments before I leave. Uchama Tami, or is it Chami? Please let me know if I'm pronouncing correctly. He says I cannot hear him while he speaks. Which part, Koslami? Because Nami, I couldn't hear. If ever you guys can hear that side, but definitely Sobona, I will take a look at it and then Nzamuga just and wrong. And then Godwin says, I think we really need a DM striking. I think Oranga Dupreez, they good. We are weak on the DM, definitely. Defensive midfield, Buffeto. I mean, I keep playing Zoti. This player we can rely on in terms of defensive midfield. So I do think we really need a defensive midfield. I agree with you. And then Godwin again says the thing is he's lacking the speed. He's not that speedy. Definitely. Bradley Cross, in terms of moving forward, speed, but in terms of defense, making sure to corner position is very good. I've noticed that about him. He's very good, and hopefully he won't be giving us the mistakes that we've seen with some of the players that I'm not going to mention. And then taking a look at another comment from Osililo J. Simelane Ladla says, we need a striker and I wish all the best to our new players. Definitely. And there's something, Bafetu, as I was talking about that lineup prediction, the lineup prediction I gave to you, because it's just the lineup prediction. It's not an official lineup. I don't know for sure to coach how is he going to play his players, what is he thinking, but from what I've seen go previous games, I think that would work best for me. I'm not saying for everyone, but for me. And I've heard some of you were agreeing with me, and then there was someone who said we cannot play all the players, the new players at once. Well, for me, I think in this situation, we can. The reason why is because it's not like currently Team to Ina, so that structure. We don't have that foundation phases, so to know we are playing like this. If you can see like the teams like Stellenbosch FC, Supersport United, you name all those teams, you can see they have the structure. They can sell players, sign new players, and then from where they left off. But with us, we are still trying to find the right combination. So I think it's not gonna be bad, to just introduce the new players all at once, because definitely currently it's not like we have players so to know this player, that player, we need them in the match, we don't need those mistakes. So I think this is it, Bafetu. Thank you so much for watching. Ngizonibona Bafetu later on with something new, hopefully, if ever there's something. Okay, there's the last comment. Makobi Semakoleng says Ox will improve, so a striker is what we need right now. Let's hope so, Mfetu. For me, I feel like we need to rev up all the departments. We need a defensive midfielder. We also need a striker. But for now, John Vizovala transfer window. We're already on the month. Few days left. May 20 year Vala. We will see what's going to happen. And then another comment again, Uslilo Dlala says, we can play all new players we signed. We don't have a structure yet. Definitely, that's what I was saying, Uti. We can play all the players right now, the new players, because it's not like Omuntu Usugale ngaphandle and already he's finding a team that is performing Magafia. He needs to add on top of that. No, Lana, we going to start afresh. So Iko Nonabi said it, Uti. Yeah, it's going to take time. And hey, there's a lot, but definitely that's what I was thinking, Nami. And then Godwin Pakula says, thank you, Bonga mina Bafetu. I will see you later, Bafetu, if ever I have something new, even though I'm not promising anything. If there's something, definitely I will make sure good thing in the Thank you, Kosi, for life.